Hey guys, and welcome to game number 17 out of 100 of the Mack vs. Machine series, where I'll be playing 100 games of Scrabble against the top online Scrabble bot, HastyBot. The series is now all tied up at 8 games apiece, so it's been a very streaky first 16 games or so. I got off to a really good start. I think I was 7-0, and then HastyBot came screaming back and has now evened it up at 8-8. So very big game 17 here. We'll see who can take the initiative. Can I get back on track, or can HastyBot take his first lead of the series? We are about to find out, starting right now. Game 17 is underway, and we will be first. This is an okay looking rack here. A couple S's and ET. Not quite a bingo rack, though. We need an I for gustiest or gutsiest. Probably just tug or gut here are fine. I don't see a good reason to spend an S with gust. That just introduces a lot more hooks into play, like gusto or gusty. And keeping both of the S's is totally fine here. Also doesn't telegraph an S, which, I mean, the bot isn't really going to take into account, but against a human, I would definitely play either gut or tug, and I don't think it matters too much which one we go with. Probably tug, just because it's a little harder to overlap on the bottom, and that means the S hook is more likely to stay open, so we'll go ahead and do that. Okay, he bingos with catbrier. That's a cool word. And yeah, we have sweaters. I think that's it. Yeah, sweaties is no good. I think this one, I guess this one's a couple more points, right? Yeah, that's 72, and I think the other one's 71. Right, let's see. Yeah, it's 71. But I think this one is a bit better because it blocks this spot under catbrier. That's pretty big. I mean, I could make the argument that the other one is actually better just because then there's two spots, right? There's one here and there's one on top, and if he uses one, I could maybe use the other. So I guess there is something to be said for that. I just don't really feel that. Sometimes that logic backfires if you get a bad draw and then your opponent can end up using both. I just don't feel like this S is that scary. As long as he doesn't have a bingo, he's not that likely to have a huge play. So I think I'd rather be a little bit more conservative and just play it here. Okay, so yeah, he plays Oak, which scores decently, 33, but nothing that scary for us. And what are we about to do? This is a pretty good rack here. Could go with Frizz for 32, keeping Hero, which is a strong leave. Also could just play Fez. That's 39, so it scores a couple more points. Do I have anything here with like HO? I don't think so. Don't think I can really play Froze or Refroze anywhere. Yeah, it's probably just between Fez and Frizz, I think, here. I don't see anything else that looks particularly worth considering. Although I guess there's also, now that I see, there's also plays like Foe. Keeps the Z, which at the minimum will have Says in one of these two spots, which is kind of nice. The two R's is a little bit clunky. So it's kind of a call. Do we want to keep the Z here or not? Kind of leaning towards not keeping it, just because especially if we play Says, then we'll still be saddled with two R's, and I don't see a ton of other great places to use the Z. I could also see maybe if we play Frizz, then we do save this H spot for next turn. On the other hand, it can easily be used for the X or another tile, so there is some merit to using it immediately. Yeah, probably Fez. I don't think getting rid of the R is worth 7 points on this board where there aren't that many bingo lines anyway. Plus blocking the X bomb does have some merit. So probably Fez is a little bit better than Frizz, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm sort of between Fez and FOH. I'm not that likely to bingo anyway, so I think I will actually go with the Z. And I know I'll get 36 next turn, and it could definitely improve. Or I could also get something like Crows here, which will let me get rid of another R. So I'm actually going to keep the Z here. I just don't think the other leave is quite strong enough of a bingo leave to justify it. Okay, he goes ahead with sink over here. And let's see, do I wanna play Says here? I guess this is the problem with FOH. It's now I might be stuck playing Says and keeping a pretty bad lead. So I'll be keeping LMORR, which is really clunky. Yeah, I'm starting to regret keeping the Z now. I would have just probably had more flexibility without it. I don't really have anything else, do I? I don't have any way to score while keeping the Z. I don't want to play Moiler here. That's pretty uninspiring. I don't think I have anything to this I. Yeah, I probably should just play Says and take the points and hope to get a couple of vowels next turn. I just don't see anything else that looks reasonable. Nothing really through this OW. So yeah, probably I don't think it really matters too much. I'll play this one just to take out the cop spot. Okay, he plays Saw, and we've got another R now, unfortunately. So probably we'll just play Mirror, either through this I or to this R. Probably a little safer to play it to the R. LR is also, I think, a little bit better than LI as a leave. If we play it here, well, it's sort of a trade-off, because here we open a big scoring spot, and in the other spot we open a few better bingo lines. But I think I'm going to go with this one, because LR is also just, I don't want to get into eye trouble or something like that. I think LR is just a little bit better of a leave. So I kind of like this one a little bit better. Okay, he plays ABBA. We've got a okay rack. It's nothing great. LUY combo is a bit rough. Maybe just play Illy here. Score's okay. EUR it's not horrible. It's not great though by any means. I just don't really have a way to score anything. Granted, he doesn't either, which is the one good thing about this board. It's not worth it to play goalie. The better leave isn't worth 12 points on this board where there's not much of a place to bingo anyway. Yeah, probably just Illy here. I don't see a way to score more or anything else that looks particularly exciting. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. He plays OXO. Still not a great rack for us here. Maybe definitely drawn to the spot next to OXO. I'd have to use a D here. Maybe, yeah, I don't really have anything. I want to play Do, get rid of my E. That doesn't seem great. Maybe Dewey, actually. Yeah, that could be decent, just to not give anything back and score okay. Oh, actually, though, Git is way better to get rid of the G. Yeah, this is definitely the play. I spaced out on the U hook for a second. I got a little fixated on the D. But yeah, this is almost certainly correct. Okay, he plays Grieve, which was not a bingo. We have Karemia, which is not in the play. ABBA takes a B, but there's no B's unseen, so we don't really have to worry about that. Probably just Medico to score and keep a solid leave, turn over some tiles for the blank. That looks solid. Unless do I have something here though with Obi? I don't want to miss it if I do. No, I don't think so. Close. Aroma, no, almost. Yeah, oh, would be kind of nice to keep, actually. If I could, I just don't really see a way to do that while also scoring a lot. Yeah, I don't think I have anything. Ooh, the C, ICO, no, Eco, it's not worth it. Alright, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play Medico. I don't see anything. better. Okay, he just plays fur. Now we've got the blank, so this is looking good. Do I have a bingo that plays though? Do I have a 9 for this OD? Rodential. Ah, I would have fit if I didn't play Medico in the last turn. Maybe... Oh man, I'm gonna run out of time looking for bingos here, so I don't want to spend too long. It would almost certainly have to be a 9. There could be something through this IE, like interlace, interleaf, reinflate, tailender. I'm seeing all kinds of things, but I don't think any of them are gonna intervail. No. Intermail is good too. There's a lot of things here that are good. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to overlap that. I don't want to spend more time waterline. Yeah, there's probably just nothing that fits. This OD? Outlander? I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm close to like retinular too. I think I'm just gonna play owl and fish. I don't see anything else that looks... I mean, it scores about as well as I'm going to, and I should be able to hit something, I think, next turn, especially if he opens, so... Yeah, let's stall here. I think I'm just going to do that. Huh, he's doing the same thing. He just plays up, and, well, now I'm going to need to... Close to, like, retrodden. Androdite. No, that's not how you spell it. Deodorant. Damn it, that doesn't fit. So close. Just one more spot away, and that would have fit. Huh. Anything to the AM? Tradesman? Nope. Bartend isn't going to fit. Anti-radar. Oof, that's also close. Wow, I'm seeing all these things that were just off of. It's so annoying. Man. What do I do here? I don't even know. I'm running out of time, too. I don't know how aggressive I want to be, because he could have the blank, but I don't want to give him a bingo either. I think I should just fish for, like, maybe I should fish for anti-radar? I don't know, but maybe I should block this. Maybe should I just play tar? And try to bingo there? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Denari? I don't want to blow that all open. That really doesn't seem smart. Can't score anything if I don't do that, but I'm not... I only have 2 minutes. Shoot. Maybe I fish for retrodden? Oh, this is a good play. There's no R's left. Yeah, this is a great play. Because now there's no R's, and I'm going to bingo there next turn. Okay, wow, I'm glad I saw that. Yeah, I probably should have done that last turn. Yeah, that's the play. Okay, and now I just bingo with Trident. Yeah, it's really good to look for setups that they can't use. And now, I think I should be able to hold on. I know that's famous last words. Yeah, I probably should have played AI last turn. I just didn't think of it. But, okay, let's focus on trying to wrap this up. So there are some things that play here, but the problem is if I just play G, I give him an even better bingo line. So I can't do that. I probably just play Jive and then hope to win in an endgame if he bingos here. I think that's probably my best bet. Because I don't have a good way to block this without giving... I mean, I could play Jet. Am I up enough to do that? Oof, I might be. Might be, because I'm going to be up, I'm down to a minute, shoot. I'm going to be up 43. Yeah, I don't know. If I draw 2 valves, I could be in trouble. I'm going to play Jive and hope to dodge a bingo for 1 turn. I do dodge it, and now I have Novene, and we're going to win. And he bingos out, but it's not going to be enough. Oof, okay, that was actually a little scary, because that was a lot of points. So 446 to 226. Wow, I'm glad I had that bingo, because I was not going to block here. I definitely wasn't going to block here. And yeah, he would have bingoed out in one. Wow, what a game. That was intense. I definitely want to see if I missed a 9. I'm really glad I found this AI idea, because he really couldn't block it or do anything with it. I think I should have done it a turn earlier, but unfortunately I only saw it there. But yeah, let's look at this game. This was very interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely not playing guess. There's no good reason to give him back all these tiles to work with. You're much better off just playing short, saving ESST. Yeah, this isn't even close. Tug is best. A nice play of Catbriar. I think he played it with an A. Some other cool bingos too, Rubrical and especially Tribrock. Not a word you see very often, but a fun one. Catbriar looks fine. Yeah, I think this Sweaters is okay. It's going to be basically an even game, so I'd rather just give back a little less than make things extremely crazy at this point. It just introduces a ton of variance, and he'll have first dibs since he'll have gotten the first random draw. So ultimately, I think the 2 openings still favors him. So I'm fine with my decision to keep things a little more conservative with this Sweaters. Oak looks solid for him. Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably should have just played Fez here. I mean, I'm not surprised that Foe ranks higher on static, but like we saw next turn, I think I just overestimated the ability of the Z to improve beyond Sez. And as we saw, whenever I play Sez, I'm going to be keeping 2 Rs. So I think I should just play off the Z now, and then at least I'll have more flexibility next turn. I might not be able to score as much, but I'll have more options that score reasonably well and keep a good lead. So yeah, I think Fez is probably a bit better. No, it's funny because normally my instinct is to get rid of the Z, but for some reason here I just really didn't like EHORR too much on this board. But I mean, I do have this SH hook still, and I'll maybe have stuff in the top right. Like it's still, I have H here that goes next to HAE and Oka, so I have RHO actually. Yeah, you know, now that I see it, I do have RHO as a nice play there at the minimum. So yeah, Fez is a better play here now that I see that. Unfortunately, I didn't see that possibility to have that during the game. I'm not sure I'd necessarily want to play it since it does give back this big S-hook, but it's nice to know I have that spot, or if I can draw something else there that might be stronger. So yeah, I think Fez, just to give myself more flexibility next turn, as opposed to relying on an upside that probably just isn't really there most of the time. So yeah, I think Fez is probably a little better, but in any case, I don't think Foe is a bad play, just probably a little bit going for something that's just not that likely to improve. But anyway, that's what I did, and he plays Sync. Yeah, I think I gotta just play Sez here. Mower is pretty gross. LORZ isn't good, and I give back a monster lane on the top, so yeah, I think this Sez is fine just to take out the cough spot since I don't have an S. He plays Saw. I'd probably go Barrow here just to play through a few more tiles. ABEOR, I mean, on this board, it's not going anywhere. Like, the S is a huge tile for sinks. I much prefer this to dig for the 2 S's or the blank. And, yeah, I mean, AE is fine. I mean, it's better than ABEOR on this board. I think to me, this play just really doesn't accomplish anything. Like, it barely digs into the bag. It doesn't score much. And this leave is nothing to write home about in general, and especially here. So yeah, I think this is a weak play on his part. Yeah, it was a matter of the 2 mirrors for me here. I ultimately decided on this mirror because I felt LR was a little better. There's still a lot of eyes left, and I really didn't want to get into eye trouble. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it makes a huge difference. This also gives back a nice scoring spot. I guess he probably didn't keep the J when he played this, so I shouldn't be too concerned. But I mean, I don't think it's a huge deal one way or another. It was a decision I didn't want to agonize over for too long. Yeah, see, now this is the problem with that leave. He just ends up having not much to do this next turn, and the Abba looks pretty good. Yeah, I think Illy is fine here. Just no good reason to sacrifice the 10 points on a board like this where, I mean, what are you even doing anyway with EIR? So this looks fine. Oxo looks decent. Maybe overlaps just again to go for those S's in the blank. Because AERV, I mean, it's a decent leave, but the V also still isn't great. Yeah, I think I'd have played Overlax here just for the extra turnover, personally, if I were him. But, Oxo, okay. Yeah, glad I saw Git and didn't get too hung up on the D. Always important just to, you look in one spot, you see a decent play, look for a better one, right? Make sure you're looking at all your possible tiles that can go there. So yeah, in this case, Git by far the best play. I like Grieved a lot here. Good to turn over tiles again. There's S's in the blank, or I mean, on this board right now, they don't do much, but they'll give you very good setup opportunities to give yourself new lines that your opponent can't use. So they're still very important tiles, even though, as it stands right now, they're not useful. But in a game like this, where it's probably going to come down to who can bingo, as it turns out it did, then having those tiles is very important. So here, oh, I missed Modica somehow. I think I played. In fact, I don't actually think it's the right play, ironically. Because there's 6 E's left and only 1 A. So ironically, I think Medico, which normally would be worse than Modica, because of course in general, like at the beginning of the game, ER is a stronger leave than AR. But in this case, I actually think Medico, ironically, is a better play, just given the disparity of unseen E's versus A's. Of course, I should have seen it. I'm not sure why I didn't. I think I just saw Medico and was like, alright, that's got to be pretty close to best, unless I can save an O for this OB hook, which, of course, Modica doesn't do any better of a job than Medico does. So, I mean, I think Medico is the best play, but just a little sloppy of me not to see and at least consider Modica. Okay, he does Fur. Yeah, I mean, this leave, again, it's strong. It's, I just don't know what else he can really do. I mean, I don't like that. The U is too clunky, so I guess this is probably fine, just sort of stalling for now and maybe waiting for a good opportunity to set up his S or hoping I open something. I mean, I don't see anything much better. You could be aggressive and play Tinful, which, let's see. So yeah, I mean, it's basically a tie game. You keep ES. I mean, after Medico, I could sort of have anything. I mean, I could have drawn a blank. I could have drawn JVU and have garbage. He may be better off taking this just to be a little aggressive since he's going to be down a tempo. Of course, if I bingo there, the game is pretty much over. So I can't fault him for just sort of laying low and thinking, okay, if I open, then he'll be able to pounce. So I don't think he needs to panic yet. I mean, he's going to be down 5 after this play. And he has a good enough lead. He'll have opportunities to still open up the board and set himself up next turn. So, yeah, I can live with Fur. Okay, I did not miss a bingo here. Yeah, I guess I could have played AI this turn. I didn't see it at this point. I got very, I think, fixated on looking for a bingo. I'm not even sure it's best, though, because Owl does score a lot, and I must bingo with, or have 9s with some amount of draws here. Like, I would think, maybe not, though. I mean, maybe I don't actually have that many 9s, but, so yeah, probably AI is fine here, just because there's no R's unseen, and there's nothing else he could have that goes in front of AI. So it's almost impossible for, I mean, he could play like a 3 maybe to block it, but it's going to be very hard for him to do anything there. So yeah, maybe, I mean, AI immediately is fine, but honestly, just Owl I think is reasonable too. I mean, I keep a good enough lead that any opening he makes, I'll 100% bingo. I mean, basically, unless I draw the J, I'll definitely bingo there. And I can always do that next turn, so I think Owl is actually fine. It also takes away this spot from him, which, I mean, on this board, 16 for one tile is pretty good. So I think Owl is fine. Yeah. He just plays up. See, we're both just sort of playing a game of chicken here. It's like, alright, I've got a great lead. If you open, I'm just going to bingo. So, if this happens a lot in Scrabble, where it's like a really tight game, and you kind of get the sense your opponent is sitting on a really good rack, and nobody wants to open. So, yeah, I mean, it seems fine for him. And yeah, that's why I didn't want to play Denari. I mean, I figured he's playing off one tile. He probably has a good lead, and, you know, I'm like, okay, I have the blank, but if he bingos, then I might not necessarily draw bingo back. There still aren't that many places, and if he bingos and I draw, like, the J and the V, I'm pretty much toast at that point, because, I mean, if one of us bingos and the other doesn't at this point in the game, then the person who bingos is going to win. So I'm really happy with this play I made for 2, because there's almost all of the tiles unseen it's going to hit with. Certainly all the vowels, even most of the consonants, like you saw with the T, it hits trident. Really everything other than the J, I think, because N it'll hit Donert, G it'll hit things like Dragnet, H throned, D it'll hit trodden, P it'll hit pretend, and V it'll hit verdant, Y it'll hit dentary. So yeah, literally actually bingos there with everything other than the J. So it's a great play, because he There's no Argentine. He literally can't use it. And the worst he could do is maybe play, like, a 3 there. Like, he could play Tin for 5, or Vin. But, I mean, odds are he's probably not even going to have those specific tiles. And if he does, like, so what? I mean, he's barely scoring anyway. And I can just kind of move on from there. But I forced him to have the tiles to do something there, if he even has those tiles. And yeah, he could do something there. He maybe would want to. He actually might want to consider Yin from a strategic standpoint, just because. I mean, I guess there's 3 T's because Tien and Ian are good. I mean, he's got to know I have an R after AI, and HastyBot isn't thinking like this because I don't believe it uses any inferences, but he's got to think I've got the R and probably the blank after AI. So at least Yin. And he's got to also think, I mean, if he plays something like Sly and I just bingo here, then, I mean, where's he bingoing? He's sort of just dead. So at least Yin gives him a chance that maybe I don't have one of the T's, but I could have kept, like, Anger blank or something. Well, the A would give me Iron, but maybe I kept, like, Green blank, and then I might not be able to use that. And that gives him a chance to use it next turn with his really strong lead. So I think he's probably still best off doing something about that spot, just because, I mean, I'm so likely to be able to bingo next turn, given I made that opening. Maybe SYN, actually. Yeah, actually, SYN looks strong here, right? Just because then, I mean, he's scoring 11, and, yeah, I mean, I could still bingo with ERS, I guess, is the problem. It's really hard for him to block that spot in the entirety, which is exactly why I played it. So yeah, I don't know what he should do here. I think he's got to do something about it. I would probably play either Yin and just pray I can't hook and bingo there, or play SYN and hope I can't bingo with RS. I think both of those are fine. I think he's got to do something about that spot. I don't think I ever play AI really without having an R and a blank at that point in the game. And of course, I do get Trident down, but things stayed interesting because he plays and he's only down 32, and I missed a cool play of Jeesley over here through the E and the SLY. That being said, I mean, I don't think Jive is bad. It still gets rid of the extra vowel, which is nice. It also, actually, the nice thing about Jive too is it leaves 7 in the bag, so that if he does bingo, then I will have perfect endgame knowledge, which is much easier for me to go through, especially under time pressure, than having 1 in the bag, and that would be a pretty challenging pre-endgame. So after Jive, I'm going up 50, so if he bingos for 70 here, he'll also probably have some consonant trouble, given the pool's consonant heavy, and he'll need almost certainly at least 3 vowels to end a bingo in an E or an I here. So I'll be keeping a lot of vowels too, and I'll probably have the edge going into endgame, since I'll be down 20, but I'll be on turn, and I should be able to use this spot he'll have opened up here and go out in 2, and I would imagine win pretty comfortably. So the other play I considered was Jet to this T and Trident, which, I mean, if I had more time, it's probably is actually better from win percentage. As we saw, though, he actually did sneak in a bingo in this spot, so it would have backfired significantly in the end. But, I mean, it puts me up 43, which is going to be a very difficult lead for him to come back from on this board without bingoing, and on the next turn, presumably, I would see this spot and do something to address it. So, from a pure win percentage standpoint, Jet is actually probably my best play, just because it makes it so hard for him to bingo. He's going to be hard-pressed to bingo through that J. He'd need something like Joisting, which is very unlikely. So if I had more time and I was confident I would really execute properly in the endgame and hold on, then I think Jet's the right play, but I don't think Jive is bad by any means. He plays T. I mean, I would definitely not do that. I would play Ted here to set up the S all day long. I mean, he's got the last S, he's got a really powerful leave, and now I'm really going to have to sweat after Ted, because if I play a 5 here, I'm emptying the bag, and outbingos with Stet will win. And if I mean, I'm going to have to probably play something like Vote to block the T. But, I mean, yeah, things definitely get a little bit dicey for me. So, yeah, definitely, this is, I mean, now I can just sort of, I mean, I guess maybe he had in mind that he was going for Piniest, but, like, what are the odds he's going to draw something like that, or Sapient, or something that would fit? I mean, there's only 1 A, 1 I, 1 P. So, yeah, Tet is definitely, I have to imagine, a better play for him here. So I think pretty big strategical oversight on his part here, just taking the points. And now a crazy sequence of events ensues. So, okay, I play Novene, and I'm gonna win by a landslide, right? Because even if he bingos here, it's not gonna score that much, and I should still win by 60. But he gets down Piniest with 5 overlaps for 91, and I had a brief moment of panic, like, wait, I still have enough to win, and yeah, it turns out I do. I ended up winning by 20, by a score of 446 to 426. But great game, lots of really interesting turns there. I think I played quite solidly. Maybe a few questionable turns earlier on, like FOH and maybe my placement of mirror. Had to go perhaps, but overall I think I played quite solidly. AI was a really nice play than what I found as my time was winding down. That certainly made things simpler for me to convert, especially under my time pressure. And yeah, great game, really interesting. Glad to come away with the win, and we regain the lead in the series now, 9 games to 8. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Excuse me. As always, feel free to leave any questions or suggestions in the comment section. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon for game number 18.